Are y'all satisfied with the conditions of our people? You're not satisfied with it, right? How did this happen? How did this happen? How did we get here? Breaking the commandments, right?
Only second Maccabees chapter 7 verse 32.
You're exactly right. Breaking God's household rules. God has a household. We are his children. Just like when you set order in your house, you gave your children rules. And if they broke it, they got their own punishment, right? And God said that we're the greatest people on earth, right? And told us that, hey, look, keep these laws and you can continue to be great. But we're hard-headed, stiff-necked, we want to do what we want to do. All the way to the point now, majority of our people don't even know that they are the greatest people on earth. Right? Read that real quick.
Second Maccabees chapter 7 verse 32. For we suffer because of our sins.
See that? See, the Bible says we suffer. We're going through all this suffering. Our communities is trash all over the place. The household is out of order, flipped upside down. The women running everything. The men are weak. I just seen a brother with a big machine gun in his car. I'm handing him a flyer. You riding around with a big machine gun. How do we get that low? You understand that? We supposed to be the greatest people. But we're not acting like that.
Give me first Maccabees chapter 3 verse 43.
So we are here to try to instill the household rules back into God's household. That's what we're trying to do. So it's up to you to hearken. We doing our job, now it's your job. Communication is a two-way street. You have the giver and the receiver. So you have to receive it and then start applying, right? That's what we are here to do. Read that.
First Maccabees chapter 3 verse 43.
Bring it out.
They said one to another, let us restore the decayed estate of our people and let us fight for our people and the sanctuary.
So we suffer because of sin. We're on the bottom of society. That is a decayed state. Because we was once the pinnacle of all nations. We ruled this earth, literally. But we broke household rules and now what? We're down on the bottom. We're decayed. So we're out here to fight. You understand that? Read it again from the top.
They said one to another.
So we said one to another. Early today, yesterday actually. Then what? Actually before that. But we said one to another. Look man, we're going to go to Wisconsin and we're going to do what?
Let us restore the decayed estate of our people.
We're coming to restore the decayed estate of our people, right? So household rules are laws, right? I'm gonna get a few laws. Get a few laws. I don't want to deal with that. Give me 1 Corinthians 15:33. Let's deal with that. Let's deal with some of this music we listen to. All right, let's look at some of these TV shows we watch. You know what I'm saying? Because it's decaying the state of our people. God's holy people are being decayed by what we hear and what we watch. Read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33. Be not deceived. Evil communication corrupts good manners.
Read it again.
Be not deceived.
First thing he said is be not deceived. Why? Why did God say be not deceived? Why did he say that? Why? Who?
He said, be not deceived.
Said, be not deceived. That was the first thing he said. Be not deceived. Read it again from the top.
Be not deceived. Evil communication corrupts good manners.
So he said, be not deceived. Why did he say be not deceived?
Because it corrupts because you're breaking the commandments.
But let me explain this, right? You can, they got a challenge called the June Bug Challenge, right? Have you listened to the lyrics of that song that they play? So you got celebrities, you got high profile people that's in the government doing this June Bug Challenge to a song that has devilish lyrics to it. He's talking about killing people, shooting them. You know what I'm saying? Knocking their dreads off.
That's deceiving them.
That's right. He said, read it again.
Okay.
Be not deceived. Evil communication corrupt good manners.
So here we are, supposed to be God's people. I just seen pastors of Christian churches, gospel singers and everything do this June Bug Challenge to this evil communication. That's why God said, be not deceived. Because our enemy, he's crafty. He's going to
People to do it.
A prophet read earlier in Judah chapter 5 verse 20 about that our enemies, what? They try to keep us in sin. Because that is our ruin. That is what we suffer from. That's why we're on the bottom. Read it again from the top.
Be not deceived, evil communication corrupts good manners.
So what are those good manners? What are those good manners? That are we corrupted from?
Keeping our commandments.
Keeping the commandments. Exactly, brother. Exactly. You understand that? So what is today? Saturday. But what is today? What does God say today is?
Sabbath.
The Sabbath, right? So what are we supposed to be doing on the Sabbath? How do we observe the Sabbath as God's children in his household? How do we do that? Do you know?
Rest.
Rest. What else?
Praying.
Praying.
We can worship.
Okay, we can worship.
We can read. We're supposed to study. Study the word to show yourself approved. Study the word to show yourself approved.
Right. Okay.
On the Sabbath, there's just a lot of things we're not supposed to do on the
Okay.
Sabbath.
What do you say, bro?
Hey, supposed to give all honor to God. All that work we was doing, all that world we was doing.
It's supposed to be holy.
It's a holy day to
It's
him.
a holy day.
It's a holy day to him. It's not about us no more. We done did what we're supposed to do.
Okay. You got it? Yeah. Read.
The book of Luke, chapter 4, verse 31. And came down to Capernaum, a city of Galilee, and taught them on the Sabbath days.
Who said teach on the Sabbath day? Who said that? You said that, right? So that's what we're doing right now. Now, whether you know it or not, teaching is a two-way street. It's a two-way street, just like communication. So in order for us to teach, has to be someone to listen. So it's a two-way street. So you're part of the prophecy. You're part of the prophesying. You're part of the teaching process. And this is what Christ did. And we are followers of Christ. Now let's get into how to observe the Sabbath. Get in Exodus chapter 20. Let's get into how we're going to observe it now. Because we can't get back to the pinnacle of being above all nations unless we learn how to keep all of God's laws that he told us to keep throughout our generations. And the Sabbath day, we're supposed to keep that thing holy. So that's what we're doing right now. We're teaching you how to keep the Sabbath day holy. Read that.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So remember, he said, remember the Sabbath day. Just like he said, be not deceived. Because we will lose consciousness of how to keep the Sabbath. So now we're going to reintroduce it back to you. So we could come up out of the decayed state. So we can start changing the neighborhood, start changing ourselves, start changing our families. You understand that?
Everybody think that Sabbath is on Sunday. It's Sun's day. That's Sun's day. They're worshiping the sun.
Read that.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
So he said, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. He said, 6 days are you supposed to work, take care of your family, pay the bills or whatever in this captivity that we're in. But he said 6 days you work. All right, 6 days you have to do that. Read on.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Read on.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
He said, in the Sabbath day, when you observe the Sabbath day, you don't do any work. Because you had 6 days prior to do that. So on the Sabbath day, it is holy. It is set apart for me. Right? So remember, when I went to Luke, we was teaching. Christ taught to the people. That's what we're doing right now. We're teaching. We're restoring the decayed state of our people. Read it again.
In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
That sounds like a community. That sounds like a household. Neither your household nor your community. If you have a business, your business is supposed to shut down. That's what that verse just said. So, did y'all know that? Yeah. Did you know that? Did you know how to keep the Sabbath day holy? Did you know that today is the Sabbath? So from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the Sabbath of the Lord. That's why we out here to teach our people. Because as we teach you, now you're able to learn and go what? Teach your people. Teach who you know. Read it again.
Verse 10. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughters, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and the sea, and the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
So he said no work. What else are we not supposed to do on the Sabbath day? How else do we supposed to observe? In it. What else do we supposed to do in it? Any guess? Yeah, how do we supposed to observe it? What else? You name some things.
Right. I mean,
Okay, no working. So what goes with working? If you work at McDonald's, what happens at McDonald's?
They got the fryers
They
going.
cooking, right? They also this money exchange, right? There's buying and selling. So we're going to talk about buying and selling now. Give me that in Nehemiah. Read that.
Nehemiah chapter 10, verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day.
So if the people bring anything to wear or anything to eat on the Sabbath day, read on.
To sell, that we would not buy it of them.
So if the other nations come into our community, that Citgo, that Clark, McDonald's, Wendy's, if they come into our community to set up shop on the Sabbath day, right? Read on. Read that again, that last part.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them.
We is the children of Israel, God's household. We would not buy from them. Why? Because we got to keep the Sabbath day holy. We have to restore the decayed state of our people. We suffer because of sin. Sin is breaking God's household rules. So we on the bottom. In order for us to get back to the top, we have to abide by this. This is our strength. You understand? Read on.
That we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath day.
We would not buy it of them of the Sabbath day. Read on.
Or on the holy day. Or on the holy day, and that we would leave the 7th year and the exaction of every debt.
The reason why I say on the holy days because there's other holidays that the Most High God gave us that are also Sabbaths, like the new moon. We can't buy and sell on that day either. So you mentioned cooking. Let's get into that. Let's get into cooking because you're not supposed to cook either because that's a form of working. That's not keeping the Sabbath day holy. God says so, so we're going to do it. If Daddy said to do it, we're going to do it. So now what is happening is that God has woken up some of his children that know how to do the household rules, to go out into the field to teach his children that don't know, that's been in a decayed estate, to lift them back up. That's what we're doing right now. All right? Read.
Exodus chapter 16, verse 23. And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath.
So this is going into, look, before the Sabbath day, we was like, hey, look, man, tomorrow is the rest of the Sabbath. So there's something that we supposed to do before the Sabbath day comes. So you're about to get into what you should be doing so you won't break the Sabbath day in regards to cooking. Read on.
Unto the Lord, bake that which ye will bake today, and sieve that which ye will sieve, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to keep until the morning.
This is called meal prepping. This is what this is, meal prepping. Right, beforehand. So just say, look, you know how back in the days where, Big Mama, she'll cook a big dinner on Sunday, and you have leftovers all for the week. It's pretty much like that. Where you think Big Mama got that in her spirit from? We always had the laws in our spirit. That's why when we hear it, some of us hearken, we wake back up because it's always been with us. That's how we know that we're the children of God, because our spirit bears witness with the spirit that this Bible speaks of. You understand? Read it again.
And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath.
So this is like Wednesday night to Thursday night, right? So it's like, hey, you know what? Tomorrow starts the Sabbath, right? So Thursday, on Thursday, we got to get ready. Read it.
Unto the Lord, bake that which you will bake today, and sieve that which you will sieve, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to keep until the morrow.
So it says bake and boil the food that you're going to boil and bake today so we can lay it up for tomorrow, because we can't cook. We can't cook on the Sabbath. We cannot cook on the Sabbath. You understand?
To scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.